I think the girls with their nails done
Oh my god, Fossy!
the girls with their nails done.
Debating on peeking, and in fact, he's going to find the stall right away. Finds Kiku as well, and finds Lipa. Beautifully done here from Lavelle has this covered. Lavelle with a double, possibly one more. Can he find them? He's going to find the triple. Welcome, Saints Nation. We are back with some Call of Duty action here tonight, but this time this isn't CCL. This is the Activision Blizzard Collegiate Cold War League. My name's Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danner, is joined alongside Jackson Brown, also known as Deprive. How are you doing, man? Looking forward to some more Call of Duty?
Yeah, of course. And, I cannot wait for this matchup to get started. St. Clair, they've looked pretty solid in Call of Duty throughout this whole semester, whole season, whether it be the CCL or Acti Blizzard. So really excited to jump into things and really get things underway. Week 3 here of the Acti Blizzard League. So we don't really know how good St. Clair has been throughout this league so far. Not a whole lot of information on that, but one thing we can tell you is that every single team in this league qualified through open qualifiers. So every team does have something to show, does have something to prove, and they have already made a statement. Now let's just see how things go from there, right? St. Clair, they're not really going to have any easy matchups at all in this league whatsoever.
That's exactly it, right? We had even broadcasted a lot of that tournament run. That was like the main qualifier here for this. And as we can tell, I remember that seeding was definitely a big point of talking about, considering like off of round 1, there was already some brutal matchups. Then we get to round 4 and it'd be like, hey, how did you make it this far? But now all of those kind of teams are completely weaned out here. Now this West Virginia University squad that we're going up against here tonight. Now we don't necessarily know about them from CCL. We haven't seen anything from them here. But of course, like you're saying, since they're here, they must be decent, right? So looking forward to, of course, a very strong, tough matchup here tonight. I'm just going to very quickly take a look at some of the maps that we're going to be playing on for our best of 5 this time by. And it seems like the selection here tonight is pretty similar, not exact, but similar to what we had seen before in a past Saints match, where we're going to get Raid 3 times, Miami once, and Checkmate once. Specifically, we're going to start off on the Raid hardpoint. Then, second map is going to be Miami Search and Destroy. We go back to Raid for Game 3 for Control. Then, on Game 4, we get Checkmate hardpoint, with a Raid, Search and Destroy being the final game of the night. If we do end up going that far, but that's being said, actually, I think our Saints are in the action. Let's hop on in here with them right here, right now. Of course, West Virginia in the orange and yellow with the blue, then Saints on the right-hand side there in the yellow.
Yeah, for sure. And, we do see St. Clair play this Raid hardpoint, well, Raid in general, no matter the game mode, quite often. So you'd only assume that they are fairly comfortable on this map, and they are ready to go. They are ready to fight for this win here, and St. Clair, they're showing themselves with a great early start, taking a good 14-point lead right off the hop of things. Really good start there from them, and they are on good side. Brandon gonna completely miss that player behind the rock, though. He will find it, though, nonetheless. But overall, yeah, so St. Clair, they will be on good side. A big thing now for St. Clair is to make sure that these spawns do not flip.
Absolutely. Now, that being said, though, this hard point getting a little bit messy here for the side of St. Clair. Basically, everybody got completely gone. That being said, Brandon, the closest one to the action, but he is going to get rushed down nice and quickly. This should give West Virginia the opportunity to get points first, at least.
Yeah, West Virginia played that perfectly. They really pushed through at a great time, took those spawns, and really did exactly what they need to do. So St. Clair did a great job of retaking it, though. So now they do actually have point control. They do get some kills in there, but you will see Blind Slayer. He is going to be somebody to worry about here, sitting in the back, just making sure that they keep these spawns. It's going to result in West Virginia retaking this hill and, trying to rack up a little bit of these points a little bit and bounce back onto St. Clair. St. Clair, if you're St. Clair here, you don't really try to flip these spawns anymore. You just start to try to play for next a little bit with there's only 20 seconds remaining on the clock. You do see number 8, that is Lavelle, playing his anchor position so well, already sitting back here in cars, ready for this next hard point. And Priestley goes huge in mid, finds 2.
Priestley. I mean, we know how Lavelle has his roles in regards to anchoring. Well, we know Priestley has his roles as being an absolutely slaying fiend as he gets himself the double in that situation. But of course, Brandon and Saucenato right short to follow as well. Lavelle going to be able to start gathering some of those points on the hard point. Brandon in a decent position to defend, but Blind Slayer, we knew we had to watch out for him, and he's going to find his mark here to maybe mess up this defense on the hard point. Priestley lone one around for at least that moment. The rest of the cavalry has arrived. Actually, Priestley is going to get jumped on right in the last second there by Interpreted, but he is going to get taken down, actually, as that is going to be the Semtech from Interpreted. And Saints hang on for at least a little while longer and are going to gather up pretty much the majority of this point.
Yeah, that was a great hold from Saints right from the beginning. You know, they were on that hill early. They held it well. Like, yes, they may give up these last 15 seconds here, but that's just going to result in them being able to rotate and get control of this next hard point quite well. If you look at it, you will see Priestley and Sauce. They're doing a great job of breaking through this hill. And look at this. You're going to see Sauce rush up these stairs now, getting sure they can secure these spawns, and they have a phenomenal hold right now for St. Clair. Lavelle, he is going to get rushed on a little bit, but Priestley will be there to secure the trade. Intercepted goes huge there, and that is a West Virginia slaying out, and they do get a great break there. At least St. Clair does still have these spawns. They don't have to travel too far to make their way to this hard point, but they will have to deal with some of these West Virginia players hanging around the point, particularly Blind Slayer and King Von. Blind Slayer will fall. King Von, though, still alive, doing what he does best. And Sauce now going to be here trying to break through something, but will not be able to develop onto anything. And, you know, West Virginia, they're doing a great job of holding this hill, even though they don't have spawns, right? They're really shutting down St. Clair from this top stair position, and St. Clair can't do a whole lot about it. So if you're West Virginia here, you are very happy that you now have secured yourself a lead, and you have been doing a great job of holding this one. If you're St. Clair, you really want to bounce back and try to just, you know, take control of this next hard point.
Well, I mean, one of the best counterplays or countermeasures to not having good spawns is just not to die. Just keep yourself alive and keep fragging out. And this West Virginia squad has been doing, for the most part, for the longest time there for that that top left hard point. Was doing such a good job of just constantly out-fragging the Saints. But now that it's back into the middle, Saints are in very solid defensive position and are going to able to kind of bunker down for a little bit. Sauce going to take down Blind Slayer. Definitely going to be one of those players to watch out for, as we had mentioned a little bit earlier as well. Alongside Interpreted and King Von so far, doing quite strongly for the side of West Virginia. But Priestley and the rest of the Saints right, like, tit for tat there with them here in this midsection, keeping this nice and defended.
Yeah, great job for St. Clair there, re-securing that lead for themselves. And, you know, like you were saying, tit for tat, just completely holding that hill right in the midpoint of things. However, West Virginia will retake it, but only 13 seconds remain, so they will not be able to secure a lead on this one, maybe just bouncing back a little bit. But overall, St. Clair, they're just going to rotate on the next one. And, you know, one thing I was talking about with Shaddy a few games ago is really, if you can control the pace of a game in Call of Duty, you are in very good position, right? And it really kind of looks like it's kind of back and forth on who's controlling this pace. Like, you see sometimes St. Clair is really rotating and getting the pace done that way, where West Virginia, they are just, you know, controlling the pace every now and then. But that is Brandon with an AK-74U and the Diamatti. Cleans up some nice kills there, and now St. Clair just looking to extend their lead. We have a very, very close game on our hands here so far, Tanners.
The momentum here is just absolutely nuts. Just somebody from both sides just finds their opportunity to pop off, similar to what you were saying, and like just back and forth here with regards to momentum. Brandon finally going to get shut down, but only after like 6 kills or so in a row. I was absolutely tearing it up. Assault or machine gun, doesn't matter. Pistol, does not matter. I still got your number. Sauce going to pull that one out of nowhere. Able to just clutch it up for just a moment. He's going to be able to keep hold of this hard point for the last couple seconds. But 144, 145 to 102. Definitely a close matchup. Can be anybody's game still at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, now St. Clair, they're doing a great job. They actually have the spawns for this hard point now. They have a 50-point lead. This is where they really look to extend their lead and, you know, kind of start to pull away. Intercepted. Going to be a big factor in this, though. He has a great flank going, and he could cause a lot of disruption to St. Clair's plans. However, St. Clair, they've already racked up the first 20 seconds. Blind Slayer, he will find 2 and help clear up the point. Intercepted, able to find 1 here in the back of this hard point now. And West Virginia will have a hold of this hill, but Priestley, he will have something to say about that as he finds 2 on the Blind Slayer and Intercepted. And now, West Virginia, great job bouncing back. But overall, St. Clair, they are just looking to keep their lead at this point and just kind of maintain the scoreline. They did a great job of, taking a little bit of a lead there. We have been going very tit for tat, like you were saying, throughout this whole game. So for St. Clair to at least, get a little bit of a lead now, that is something you do like to see. And St. Clair does have spawns going into next.
Yeah, which fair enough, because for a little while there, it looked like Saints were not on the right side of the spawns. And this time, Brandon going to clear things, make this first hard point capture nice and simple for him and the rest of the squad. Brandon is going to eventually go down. Actually, a nice little bit of a play here from Interpreted. And Lavelle, for the second time in a row, blow himself up via grenade. I don't know what the heck's happening there, but Semtex may not exactly be his friend here today. And is going to completely flip this over. West Virginia in solid position to tie this one up off of this point if they can keep this up.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon actually going to kill Lavelle to Semtex. So Lavelle has now fallen 3 times to the teammates or his own Semtex grenade. Not a good sign from St. Clair. They're looking a little shaky. And Lavelle, he does look like he is struggling a little bit in this matchup with only a 0.33 KD. And he looks like he's almost lagging a little bit, Danners. Like, if you look at this, it looks a little shaky on his side where everybody else looks all right. So, I mean, that is quite concerning for Lavelle. I mean, at least he is able to try to find a few kills and some hardpoint time, but it is looking quite shaky for him. As West Virginia, they do take the lead, but St. Clair is not far behind.
I mean, County Internet might be showing up to bite him in the rear here a little bit. I know for a lot of times he has to go somewhere else in order to play these matchups, but they may not have been available here today. But thankfully for him, he can keep playing his objective style while the rest of the Saints are pulling through with the defense and the fragging potential, at least as of this moment. Have to see if they can just keep shutting this down for just a little bit longer here. Lavelle is going to eventually go down. That point is completely cleared off. Saints just by that at 200 mark, finally going to pass it. Yeah, Priestley managed to find himself a streak of some sort, going to make that airstrike work for him, and going to be able to gather most of the rest of this.
Yeah, great artillery there from Priestley. And, now that's going to give St. Clair a good little chunk of lead. And that's a great time to get a good little lead, right, Danners? Like, you are so close to this game being closed out. This is exactly when you want to start to kind of pull away a little bit and find yourself a little bit of a lead. However, this hardpoint is rotated and West Virginia is on it. So, going to be up to St. Clair now to try to break through. Brandon does fall, but Sauce able to answer back and clean up outages. So overall, 4v3 here for St. Clair, but Interpreted will answer back on a Priestley. So overall, I mean, West Virginia doing a good job of fighting back a little bit, but St. Clair really going to try their best to break through here. Sauce will find one there, but now what can he do to translate it into this hill? Will he be able to find this player? Yes, he does. That's a huge kill from Sauce. Will allow St. Clair to break into that hill. That kill from Sauce will almost completely open up that hard point for St. Clair, and that's going to put them at the 230-point marker, only about 17 points away from closing this one out now.
Yeah, that little three-pronged attack that the Saints pulled off here to try and capture this midpoint absolutely clutched it out. I don't care how well this West Virginia squad has been popping off individually. You cannot dodge attacks from 3 sides. We see Priestley popping off. We see Brandon popping off. And now they are going to clutch this one up. St. Clair are going to take game number 1.
Yeah, and that was beautiful timing. Like, you see St. Clair, it was very tit for tat, like you said, back and forth the whole way through, right? But you come to the very end, St. Clair doing a great job holding it. Lavelle, he might be struggling with that county internet issues like you were saying, right? But he did his job nonetheless. Take spawn control, hold a hard point. That's the best thing you can do if you're lagging, right? And he did it well. At the very last hill, he sat on that hill for about 45 seconds and held it the whole way through while the rest of them just played defense. Really, really allowed St. Clair to really pull away a little bit there and get their lead, and it really helped them in closing that one out in the middle hard point. Overall, St. Clair up 1-0 in this series, and they are looking good.
One thing that is going to be a bit against them, however, you don't have the luxury of having somebody who's basically out of the fights or whatnot for this next map coming up. You can't sit on a point and search and destroy. You die, you're out of the game. So unfortunately here, unless they can, I don't know if they need to reboot that router or what's going on there for Lavelle, but unfortunately, if he is going to be lagging like mad, that is basically going to inadvertently be a 3-on-4 for the favor of West Virginia. A very rough spot to be in. I do see, as of right now, Lavelle did hop out of here, so I think he's doing himself a quick reboot, which fair enough. Make sure you can check all of your own personal tech issues before maybe making the call to do a little bit of switching, because of course, Nathan, Corius is always available from from the bench as well if need be. Not that he's benched, but I mean like from the sub position. Can always move up if necessary. And I know he's been kind of looking more towards a supportive role as well, trying to be a bit more of a jack of all trades instead of strictly the entry kind of guy. So he'd be able to pick up that role if necessary. But at the same time, you kind of want your main roster if possible. You want your leadership involved. You want Dawson involved if at all possible. But hopefully we can get his internet situation fixed.
Of course, you do want everybody being able to play to their full capability. You don't want anybody, at a little bit of a disadvantage due to tech issues. But, at the bottom line, it is esports. Like, this stuff happens more than you would think. So, I mean, we're just going to hope that the router reset or, like, the PC reset, whatever it may be, does help him out here going a little bit forward in this matchup. And like you were saying, Search and Destroy, really, really hard to play with internet issues, right? Like, you have to, like, everything comes down to those gunfights. Like, yes, you can go and try to plant the bomb, but that's not, like, you can't just, that can't be your only job, right? At the same time. So, overall, like, yeah, St. Clair really gonna need to try to find a little bit of a solution there. And overall, I think a router reset, they usually does fix most issues. So overall, I would be excited to see Lavelle to be able to, complete the series, play with their roster that they practice with, they scrim with all the time. And yeah, I'm really just looking forward to seeing if Lavelle, he can come back and he can play in the Search and Destroy. But
well,
nonetheless,
I do got an update actually on that.
Is Corius coming in?
Corius is coming in. Dawson just messaged me right here, right now. So, just for whatever reason, the internet situation does not seem to be resolved, and of course, does not want to take too much time trying to figure it out. So, Nathan, Corius, going to be joining us here for the Miami Search and Destroy. Dawson going to keep on doing some tests and whatnot in the meantime. Figure out if he can get that all fixed up. But yeah, sub going to be coming on in here. Corius, I mean, we've seen him a couple times get subbed in the season so far.
He actually did play
decent results, actually.
Yeah, like, he helped them qualify for this league. Like,
exactly,
he helped them get here. So, to be completely honest, like, it's not that bad to have Corius come in. Like, he kept up with the rest. The one thing that concerns me is he is not on that same momentum as the rest of them are. He is not caught or warmed up like the rest of them are. Well, I mean, he might be sitting there playing like by himself, but he did not play in that first map. Basically what I'm saying. He doesn't really know West Virginia quite yet. And where the other ones, they have a little bit of a taste. So that could be a little bit concerning, but I wouldn't be too worried. You would rather have Corius on a full internet, like, full ready to go, like no tech issues, rather than, having Dawson a little bit impaired because of the internet issues. So overall, I'm excited to see Corius come in here and play. It's always nice to see the subs get their shot to really come through here, try to make an impact on the game. And St. Clair, they already have a 1-0 lead in the series, so they have an upper hand moving forward. And if they can do that while Dawson is lagging, I really do think that Corius can come in here and they can have a pretty good shot at closing out this series.
Absolutely, and of course, at the end of the day, I'd rather have somebody who's old getting into the game than not being able to react because of internet. So
yeah, exactly.
That being said, though, that is something that actually does concern me about certain teams that when they do have substitutes, because I know we always think about like traditional sports backgrounds. Yes, I know esports and traditional sports have differences, yada, 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 but at the same time, there's still a lot that we can learn from it. And a lot of things that do concern me, actually, with some of these players or some of these teams that have subs. Imagine, like, you're going up to play a match of hockey or a game of hockey, and you're a substitute goalie or something like that. You go out on the ice, you're warming up with everybody, right? Then you sit until you're needed. You don't often then have the situation where the substitute goalie is chilling at home, then gets called from the arena to drive all the way into the arena and then hop right into the game right away. Now, what I often see here with a lot of these teams with substitutes, they don't warm up with them. Yes, I get it's a little bit different. You can't just go out on the field and just take shots, but at the same time, hop into a quick play or something. Like, get them in the game playing, have them sitting with you. But I see a lot of these teams, like they're substitutes. The first time they touch the game is as soon as they're in the game when they get called up.
Like just go shoot bots. Just do something just in case. Like, you never know what needs to happen. And Corius knows that better than anybody, right? Like, he did it in the Acti Blizzard, the open qualifier, and he's doing it again now. You know, at the bottom line, at least shoot some bots, whether it's only for 10, 15 minutes. That's all you need. Just a little bit to get a feel of things, get a little bit of a grasp on things. Yes, he doesn't really know how West Virginia has been playing so far throughout this first map, but at least he has his shots on and he's ready to go. He's going to hop in the call. The momentum's going to be good. They're fresh off a map win, and everyone's going to be like, yo, what's good, Corius? Like, glad you're here. Like, let's go. Like, let's win this thing. Let's close it out, and let's move on. Like, good stuff. And so I'm just really excited to see how things go. I don't really know how long we will have until this game starts, but Corius is in the call with the team right now, so should not be too long until we get things underway here. So, you know, one thing I would just like to really appreciate all you guys for tuning in. We would not be possible to do things without you guys. Quick shout out to our sponsors as well. While we have time, you know, St. Clair College Alumni Association, PC Outlet, the Zekelman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC would not be possible without them. They help us so much on the production side of things. And, you know, we would not be able to put on these quality of streams like you guys do. Danner's showing he's got the Tim Hortons right there, showing some love for the local businesses. And overall, we'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in and, you know, supporting the sponsors as well. So going to be great stuff here in the production side of things and the game moving forward. And I'm really excited to get things underway here with the second map.
Absolutely. And Timmy's keeping me going after some early mornings and late nights with the little one, helping me keep the action up here with all of yous and keep up with all you young blood commentary and teams and whatnot. But we still seem to be awaiting on either Corius or Lavelle to hop into the lobby here. So I think we're going to take ourselves a very quick break unless you have anything additional really to add prior to hopping into game number 2. As we're just, I guess, getting the final confirmation. I mean, we got it from Lavelle that Corius is coming in, but maybe he's got to boot up the PlayStation or something. Or God forbid, then Corius has a tech issue, and then that'd be a whole nother issue. But hopefully we'll be back up and running within about 5 minutes time. As soon as we get the update, we'll come back and get you it. And hopefully game 2, right around the corner. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's hop back into the swing of things, why don't we? We have ourselves the Search and Destroy matchup here. Game number 2 on the way. Coreus and P in the lobby, ready to go with the rest of the St. Clair squad. And a little bit cold, but at the same time, ready to make this one happen. So far, 1 kill apiece. We see Sauce versus Blind Slayer. Blind Slayer was doing a fantastic job in game number 1. Is going to go end up getting traded out, however, so the battle continues 2-on-2. Priestley and Coreus versus Interpreted and King Von. Coreus does end up going down, which means for the defensive side of things is going to be all up to Priestley. King Von has that bomb in hand, ready to go, in position to plant it over at the A site. And it's could get nasty.
You would want Priestley alive in this 1v2. If it's the only player you have for St. Clair, this is the man you would want to do the job. Yeah. He does a great job of finding that first kill, translating things now to a 1v1, leaves everything up to King Von, and it now puts himself in great positioning, right? But he still does have to defuse this bomb, and King Von is just going to know and play that. Like, look at him. You just see him sitting here top window. The bomb is planted for him up there. King Von actually does spot him. He doesn't want to take the shots yet because he doesn't need to. But King Von, he has all the intel. So you're going to see him hop down a little bit. Priestley did not spot him drop through that window. So you will see Priestley hanging around this bomb now. But, you know, no really clue. And King Von will get the best of him. West Virginia going to take the first round, take a 1-0 lead here early in the S&D.
I mean, smart play there from King Von. Just took his time as much as possible. Knows eventually, just keep myself safe. The one way I instantly lose this is go hunt. Just going to take my time, wait for him to get to the point where he's forced to go get that defuse, and just light him up from there. So West Virginia going to start things off on the right side of things, on the W. And now let's see if Saints can make this happen on the attack.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you will see the St. Clair Saints here. They are going to be making their way towards the B site, it looks like. Everybody kind of around there, except for Interpreted. But overall, Blind Slayer going to find early one on Brandon. Priestley will not be able to get the trade for it. Now Dages will actually find Priestley as well. So now a 4v2. All left on the Sauce and the substitute Coreus in here to try to pull things off will be very difficult, as they are also on the offense side of things. West Virginia, they are looking very solid in the Search and Destroy game on Miami so far to start things off.
I mean, it was a solid job there from West Virginia. Just the fact that the Saints kind of split themselves up there 2-2 and just completely wreck the Saints one half, to the point where now you have yourself the 4-on-2, no trades. Sure, Sauce is going to find one, but there's going to be someone else ready and waiting. Outages is going to take care of him nice and quick, and by the time Coreus moves, it does not matter. His location's known. He's hunted down. West Virginia, 2-0.
Yeah, and you know, Sauce, he almost found that second kill there. So good stuff there from Sauce to, you know, at least make an effort. But Coreus, as soon as he tries to move, like you said, gets mowed down and shut down. So that's an early 2-0 lead for West Virginia. St. Clair, they really need to take a round here and not let West Virginia start to kind of pull away from things, right? That's one of the big things for St. Clair here now is to, you know, just make sure that they can hold things down and just keep things all right here moving forward. They do not want to allow West Virginia to take a third round here and make a 3-0 lead here early in this game.
I'm going to be watching up in this stairwell. For whatever reason, this house right here always seems to have a bloodbath of some sort. And Outages and Blind Slayer are going to be walking right into Sauce and Brandon. How will this exchange go? It's going to actually be the reverse this time. Brandon showing up to play, getting himself a nice solid double, cleaning things up. Now the tables have turned. Interpreted and King Von.
Get bombed down.
2v4, and the bomb's already down. Priestley finds one more. Where is the king? He is going to hang on tight for just a little bit longer here. Does take down Sauce, but he is going to get shot down. Saints on a solid defense.
Yeah, that was a very quick round. In St. Clair, they really just did a great job of mowing down everybody in their path. Like, right here was a great job, because look at this. They get that player down, and that is bombed down right away. So that means that, you know, West Virginia, they're forced to play around St. Clair, and St. Clair just doing a great job getting around on the board and not allowing West Virginia to really kind of pull away with this game too early. Coreus, off to a little bit of a slow start, but we should see him kind of pick things up here soon.
And I mean, on the defensive side of things, it does look like he's been basically taking Lavelle's spot, which has been basically being the solo defender up on the A side. And then even on the attacking side of things, he's the only one who really goes towards the middle at all. Tries to kind of call things out. If there anybody crossing, are they going to actually make a play towards A or not? bunch of different opportunities here. Brandon's going to find one. Sauce is not going to drop the king, so there's going to be another rough situation ahead for West Virginia University. In fact, Priestley might be able to find number 3 here, maybe even 4 if Blindslayer lines on up. There's 1. Can he find the last one? He's getting the hit markers. He just needs the finishing blow. Long-range pistol shot, not quite going to find it, but Brandon is on hot pursuit as well. Interpreted's life is not long for this world. He shall be mowed down, and Saint's going to tie this back up.
Beautiful stuff there from St. Clair to take the 2-0 lead that was once West Virginia's and now turning it to a tie game, 2-2. Great stuff there from St. Clair, like I was saying, right? And overall, just, great gameplay from them. They're winning these rounds dominantly. Like, they're doing a very, very good job throughout here. St. Clair will be heading back on to the defense side of things, where I think they do look a little bit more comfortable. And now I will see if St. Clair can translate this to yet another round win and string 3 in a row and take their first lead of this game. Will be really interesting to see nonetheless. And overall, you will see all these resources dedicated kind of towards the B site once again. And you will see Corius kind of head out towards that A site, playing the defense, playing Corius' positions like you were saying, and he's doing a fairly decent job of it. Yes, he might be 0-2, but he's only died out of 2 of these 4 rounds. That is one thing that is good to see. You got to look at the positives here. So overall, St. Clair now tie game and the Sauce in a great position to try to find Blindslayer.
It's right around the corner. He's peeking. He's trying to see if there's anybody taking a look, but considering the past couple of rounds, there's got to be somebody on the Saints ready and waiting here. But that's actually going to be a solid frag to start things off here with Interpreted finding Priestley. So player advantage so far in favor of West Virginia. And considering they took care of most of this midsection, they can make the roam over to A. Nice and clean. Blindslayer going to make his way over. Corius is nearby. Does he spot it? He does spot the one person, but just going to get a couple tags, but not enough to actually slow things down. Diffuser getting planted. It is going to be down, so Saints got to move, but they're getting some frags.
2v2. So all up to outages and Interpreted. Brandon and Corius now going to be the ones to close this one out. 35 seconds on the clock. Brandon finds one. All onto Interpreted. Brandon and Corius. They are going hunted. Can Corius make an impact on this game here? He hasn't been able to do a whole lot yet. But overall, Interpreted just hanging around this top window spot. He spots Corius. He spots Brandon. That's going to be some tags, but he doesn't clean up the kill. Good stuff there from them. Will find Brandon. Corius on the defuse.
He's running.
Will not find it. He has to find the kill. Corius finds it, and he has time. Corius will clutch up the round. The substitute will win St. Clair their 3rd round on the board and put them up 3 in a row.
What a kill to be your first one of the game to clutch up a round like that. That's one of those kind of situations where you're probably popping out of your seat and you're screaming at your teammates in the best possible way, if you know what I mean. Popping off and firing off let's goes and whatnot, because that is exactly what you like to see. Beautifully done there from Corius to clean up. Got the information after Brandon went down and was able to finish the job. Beautifully done.
Yeah, 100% there. And, you will see Brandon here. He's having a great game so far. Currently sitting at 7-3. St. Clair are going to be back on the offense. And if they can find a round one here, that's going to build them a good cushion moving forward against this West Virginia squad. But it will be a little tough now that they are on the offense side of things. And you will see West Virginia dedicate some resources towards mid, dedicate one towards these boats on A. And overall, I mean, if St. Clair just 4 hits this B site, they only have to deal with 2 players, and they could be in a fairly good positioning.
See Sauce taking a peek. As right now, he's not going to see anything for the second anyway. Does spot outages, gets his position known. Blindslayer going to take care of Brandon up in that room to the top. And now the 2-on-1 against Sauce. This is a rough spot for the bomb to be in. He does go down. Corius going to find one. Priestley finds another. This did turn into a 2v2 for just a second, but now it's going to be all up to Corius once again to try and take Blindslayer and King Von with the bomb down. He does pick it up, but can he close us out?
Yeah, the players are up there now. He does spot King Von, but King Von will get the best of him. Tie game on our hands, 3-3. And this whole series so far, Dinners, it's been looking neck and neck, and I am having a phenomenal time casting this game and bringing this content to you guys, whether it be just such a close series coming down to the wire. Search and destroy 3-3 right now. Who will be able to regain the lead?
Definitely a rough spot there for Corius to be in, but it's keeping us in an exciting series, which as much as I love watching our team constantly win, what I love more is just some damn good esports and good matches. And as of right now, West Virginia, the hard point was pretty solid, but this search and destroy is looking so much better. But we're going to have to see how this next round goes down. Priestley going to find himself a nice quick kill, but he's got to watch out. Interpreted is around the corner for the refrag. And literally, these first couple seconds just make or break games, it feels like here. Make or break rounds, rather. You see Brandon right above Blind Slayer and a few others. He's got, if he does go down, he's going to be able to at least spot out everybody, but he's going to be able to get away with his life. That's huge.
Yeah, Blind Slayer will not be able to find Sauce there, so all left on to Interpreted 1v4. Priestley gonna shut him down. Flawless round coming out there from St. Clair. 4v3, no, sorry, 4-3 now here as they, St. Clair, they will take a lead, and they are one step closer to closing out this game.
Of course, first to 6 will get the victory here in game number 2. Saints, of course, like you're saying, 2 more to get themselves there. There is no overtime rule, so whoever gets to 6, even if it is just like 5-6, that will still be the victor. And as of right now, trying to think about it, I think Saints have themselves a defensive position, but a wise man once said that there is, of course, the defensive advantage. Saints have the advantage and then consistently lose on defense. So we'll have to see if that ends up coming into play later on down the road. But Brandon giving the Saints a solid start here with Priestley. 2 quick kills.
Yeah, I may or may not be that wise man, but overall, King Von is the last man alive in a 1v4 here with St. Clair on the offense. St. Clair really looking to put themselves at the match point. However, King Von will find Priestley, put himself in a 1v3 now. This bomb is being planted on B, however. I think he will have time to get this plant. King Von will get tapped down a little bit, but overall, I mean, he has so much work to do. 40 seconds, he has to defuse the bomb and find 3 kills. I really just do not see this one happen.
Oh, he damn well tried, but he is going to end up going down, and that's going to put Saints on game point. 1 more to go to get them the victory here on this Miami Search and Destroy. Of course, a map that this season across CCL and now into the Acti Blizz League. This is just one of those maps and map types that we've seen the Saints just play to death, and for good reason. Quite solid at it, and looking so far so good. One more time around for the victory.
Yeah, exactly. So St. Clair, they only need 1 more round, like you were saying, or West Virginia, they need 3. So overall, as long as St. Clair can win one of these next 3 rounds, they will be taking this game here. And that's fairly good odds if you're St. Clair. You really, that was a big round for West Virginia. The difference between a 4-3 lead and a 5-3 lead, very, very different. So overall, for St. Clair to be able to have this now up 5-3, going to be good as Priestley and Sauce find opening kills. And, Sauce will make his way out here with his life, all left on to Blind Slayer and King Von. So much work for them to do, and St. Clair is in beautiful position here to try to take map 2.
Big pick there from Corias. Now it means it's going to be the 1-on-4 with the bomb down. King Von with basically the impossible task. Has to go like full Ghost Recon on this one if he wants to try and clean this one up. And I mean, if your teammate's going to just blow you up with kill streaks, I mean, that's a solid start. But he is going to be going down in the end. St. Clair going to clean up game number 2. Going up 2-0 in the series. Match point right around the corner when it comes to control.
Yeah, Priestley was just having some fun, I guess. So, overall, though, St. Clair, they will take this one 6-3 and overall 2-0 in the series. Now, 1 step closer from closing this one out. 1 map to go is all they need. However, now West Virginia, they're going to have to do so much work now with the reverse sweep. And one thing I do really like to see is Corey is coming in here. He goes 3-3 and he holds his own. He does a good job and playing that, filling in for Dawson's role. And overall, they do take a map win there and are putting themselves up 2-0 in the series. Really good stuff. And we head right back to Raid now as we go for the control.
I mean, this is, again, another one of those maps that the Saints have absolutely played to death so far in this season. And I like their chances moving forward. Going to do a very quick lobby switch here, it looks like. So just going to be a couple moments before we hop into game number 3. But it was kind of funny seeing the team killed there with the kill streak. I mean, I know in other games might accidentally kill your team testing a little recoil, but do you have to test a recoil of a sky attack or from an airdrop, whatever you want to call that thing? I feel
Yeah,
like
nothing like
not.
Big Papa getting tapped in the head. But overall, so yeah, I mean, good stuff there for St. Clair. Take up a 2-0 lead. They're one step closer to closing this one out. And, out of the next 3 maps, they only need to find 1, which is very, very good for St. Clair. I mean, that puts yourself in beautiful positioning moving forward. And West Virginia, they're going to have to pull off a reverse sweep. That is a very, very tall task to do. Because if you look at things, right, St. Clair won a hard point and they won the S&D. So now they're going to go control. Yes, what if they lose the control? Okay, St. Clair, they're not going to be too worried because they go back on 2 game modes that they already won. And they won the hard point, I'm going to say shorthanded because Dawson was lagging. So overall, if you're St. Clair, you're not stressed. You are like, all right, we got a 2-0 lead. This is exactly what we want moving forward. We're heading back on the Raid, a map that we like. And St. Clair has the host on the remaining 3 maps. So they will have the connection that they want. You can only assume it's going to be, maybe like Priestley, Brandon, or Sauce hosting one of those players that has the capability of absolutely just slaying out, having amazing bullet reg, and just going absolutely ham. So St. Clair looking to head now onto Raid control. Very, very excited to see how things play out.
You're also mentioning how even if Game 3 doesn't necessarily go into the Saints' favor, there is always the fact that, of course, they won on the other 2 game modes. And these other 2 game modes, of course, is Checkmate Hardpoint, which, again, played it to death during CCL. And then Raid again for Search and Destroy. I mean, how many times are we going to see Raid and Saints so far in this season? I mean, at this point, it just seems like, for the most part, we have ourselves... the guaranteed Saints lineup seems to be like Raid with Miami with one thing of Checkpoint. Or Checkmate. That seems to be the mixture I see from them most often than not. So this veto, this map selection that happens prior to the maps happening, I think Saints just straight up won. And it really is helping their confidence going into these next couple games.
Completely agree. And if you are WVU or other schools that are looking to get a little bit of an edge on St. Clair, I think one of the big things that you can do is go back, watch our VODs, and see what maps they're picking, what maps they're playing to death, like you have been saying, and really just gather some intel saying, hey, ban this, hey, protect this, do this, vote this. It really helps. My camera is gone now, but you know what I'm saying. Nonetheless, overall, a big thing comes down to picking maps. Like, it can make or break games. And for St. Clair to, win the vetoes, like you were saying, gives them a huge edge here moving forward.
I mean, we see it in other titles. I mean, CSGO, obviously, same idea, but even something like, say, League of Legends, which I know League of Legends not a shooter, what are you talking about? But you can win or lose a game just by selecting your character. And in this, you're just winning or losing, or not necessarily winning or losing, but you're giving yourself a much better opportunity if you do some homework a little bit ahead of time. Like you were saying, figure out the maps that it seems like the Saints seem to go on very, very often. You can give yourself the edge. Like, imagine if you picked Moscow. Like, we haven't seen Moscow in ages. If you pick Garrison or something, however, then okay. I mean, we've played that quite a bit too, but it depends on the map choice. And I do think, actually, the one of the Garrison modes actually is getting G8 in the future, if not already. So
it already is. So
Search and Destroy, I believe.
Yes, we actually do have 2 new maps in the rotation, which is very interesting. Express from Black Ops 2, just like Raid. In the rotation for teams to pick, it's up for grabs. Like, you can play it now, and overall, that is going to be for Search and Destroy. And you also do see Apocalypse. Apocalypse being a new map that has been added in, and overall, it can be played for the hardpoint. So very good, interesting to see if we do see those come up and arise soon. Like, my callouts may be a little shaky on them, but overall, I mean, I would really be interested to see, one of these new maps that comes out in the middle of the season come actually through and be developed and played out.
And it is extremely weird, too, because oftentimes you'll see in a lot of other competitive esports scenes, like a new map comes out or a new character comes out. It's like, okay, we're either banning it until the next season or we're waiting 2 weeks so you get to play on it. CCL and Active Blizzard Collegiate, nope, it's legal. Go for it. By all means, give it a shot. And it can be extremely messy in that regard. I mean, Hearthstone does the same thing, too, with... brand new packs. We embrace the chaos and let's just go for it. And I mean, at the same time, as competitive players in that situation, patch comes out, you grind that patch as quick as possible. I know some students may have later schedules than others, and they may take advantage of that situation. But it is interesting how leagues majority of the time, seem to be embracing the chaos instead of taking the, I guess, the R6 route that I keep thinking of in my head, where you hold for 2 weeks or something like that. But it does make it quite exciting for the spectator side of things.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really excited to actually see, the second map, this third map get started, and the raid control. St. Clair, they've looked fairly decent on this raid control, right? Like, they've been doing a very good job of controlling the game, controlling the tempo, and I believe it's one of their more confident maps and modes. They've been playing, playing it like crazy. Like, almost every time they play control, I don't know if I've ever seen them really play something other than raid control in the past, like, 2 months.
Absolutely, and that's another thing too, especially since Control in general seems like it's one of the Saints' like less comfortable modes, but they get to play it on a map that they're extremely comfortable with. So it kind of negates any sort of negativity that they would have initially had for picking that game mode. But without further ado, I think we're ready to hop into the game. Why don't we? Of course, Saints on the left, West Virginia on the right. Let's get into the action. West Virginia fighting for their life here in this Activision Blizzard season. And it's match point, St. Clair's favor.
Yeah, so you will see St. Clair actually on the offense side of things here this time around. And Corius looking to find an early kill right away, but will not be able to do so. And you see some 2-for-2 trades, 3-for-3 trades go down right away. Very even matchup so far. It's been the storybook of this matchup so far. St. Clair, will Sauce be able to find both? No, he doesn't. He will get shut down from Blind Slayer. But overall, for St. Clair, I mean, like, a decent start. They do have the 2 live advantage. They do see he have someone on this B point now. And, he will run right through it, and he actually will just be hanging around here. It's going to be Sauce playing a very big impact on this game already. And they're really going to have to do a lot to shut him down soon, as you see Corius there with him now. And this B site is ticking fairly fast. You're already almost at the 2-tick marker. Brandon, he's going to be just wrapping around trying to find more of these kills, and he's going to put himself in great position. Oh my god, Sauce! Could find 2. Brandon finds 2. And now look at this. St. Clair fully dominating these points. 2 on B. Sorry, 2 on A, 1 on B. B, that's how to half a tick to go. A, they already got a tick on that. So, I mean, St. Clair, you're in beautiful positioning. If they can clean up this one, that's going to give them so much more time. About 2 minutes here now. And they already have a point on A, and they do have a 3 live advantage. Great stuff from St. Clair so far to start this control game off.
Gosh, the fact that the Saints were able to even get themselves that single tick on the A point just completely drew away any of the reinforcements that were planning on coming for B, allowed for Brandon to just clean up nice and quick by himself, get all the points, and then Sauce with that double earlier in that situation as well, just to clean that point up, was absolutely disgusting. Made it nice and easy for Saints to get at least the first part, but now, of course, minute left for them to take care of this A point. Getting B means nothing if you can't get them both. So Saints still need to get onto that point. Sure, 1/3 is down. It's a good start, but you still got a long way to go.
Yeah, they are doing a fairly good job in the lives department, right? Up by 3, and they do still have a minute. So a minute is still a good chunk of time in control. They do find themselves another kill. Oh my god, Sauce. That is his second double of the game that has made a huge impact. And this should allow St. Clair to 4-stack A, and it should tick like crazy. Look how far West Virginia has to rotate over. And look at this. They're already at the second tick now. 52 seconds. The time is stopped. Sauce going to find yet another kill. The lives, so much in St. Clair's favor. Are they going to clean that one up? And that is an offense win. Huge for St. Clair, up 1-0 early in this raid control.
MVP for the round, at least in my opinion, goes to Sauce, as both of his multi-kills come in at the clutch moment to just let the Saints all blitz as like 3 or 4 onto the point, get in position, and then just basically be a spraying field at that point moving forward. West Virginia could not do anything. They might pick out 1 or 2, but you cannot clean up the point with just 1 or 2. So beautifully done there for the Saints. They're going to be on the defensive side of things this time. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, and the defensive side of things, they're probably pretty comfortable too. Like, overall, throughout this game, at the very beginning when Control first came out, I would repeatedly say defense has such an advantage. But on Raid, it's one of those maps where, offense can actually kind of get a good kind of thing going. So overall, you will see St. Clair, though, they will be able to try their best to play defense. And Brandon, great double there. He will get cleaned up from outages, but overall, I mean, the lives in favor for St. Clair once again, and they're really stopping West Virginia from getting any early ticks. Priestley is just playing mind games with them around this statue, and overall, good job from West Virginia to allow them to hop on this B point. They have 2 people on it, 3 people on it. This B point should go their way fairly soon.
It was good with them, and at least Priestley was able to kind of slow them down for just a second, but otherwise, solid job here from West Virginia, able to get themselves 2 ticks guaranteed at the very worst, but Priestley, of course, not done yet. He does also have Brandon around the corner, does end up going down. Who's coming up next? Saucinado is the next one alive. There's only one other player here on the side of West Virginia, and they are going to be able to stop it. Sauce right in time, going to keep that B point from going down. It looks like the West Virginia are going to keep throwing themselves at this B point. They want to finish this off.
Yeah, great job there from St. Clair, but blind Clair goes huge, finds a 2K, and now that's going to be 21-21 with the lives. Brandon going to put things a little bit more in their favor, but Outages able to answer right back on the sauce. Overall, very close game here, and this B point is now captured from West Virginia. Now going to be everything devoted to A. They have a minute 40, so tons of time to work with, tons of lives to work with, but overall, St. Clair, they are gotta, try to just extend that lives advantage for them and just kind of play up those lives. Corey is doing a great job of that, playing that little cheeky window spot. And now St. Clair just looking to play their defense. The one big thing that is different from this past round with St. Clair on the offense is West Virginia doesn't have a tick on A. So overall, it does provide St. Clair some more time to have to break the site if need be. And they are just mowing down West Virginia right now, stopping them in their tracks. They have a 6 live advantage, and Priestley's hanging around on that A point. They have no progress made whatsoever. No one's even close to A point. And this time is starting to become a little bit of the essence.
Yeah, minute left, of course, and I mean, we see West Virginia kind of taking the scenic route here, try and find themselves a different flank, and as of right now, seems to be a little bit successful. They do find themselves 2 kills, but these spawns on the side of St. Clair are actually making it so that they are stupid close to that A point. Makes things nice and comfortable, even if they do end up going down. 2 going down, and a nice little double. Line them up there for Brandon. Going to take care of 2 more, and now live Saints with double. This is looking brutal for St. Clair's favor.
Yeah, exactly. Like St. Clair, I really just do not see a position now where St. Clair loses this control. Half a minute on the clock. They have no progress made on A. St. Clair's doubling the lives. And overall, I mean, West Virginia, they have 1 respawn until they're on their last lives. No respawns remaining now. And now look at that. They only have 3 players. They're in a 3v12, essentially. Going to be very, very nearly impossible for West Virginia. St. Clair looking to take this control up 2-0. And that puts them in beautiful positioning.
Just going to try his damnedest. The last one alive. Only a couple seconds left on the clock. Either he's going to go down swinging, and to be honest, he does do a pretty good job, but he is not going to be able to get the actual objective completed. Saints going to take this second round, putting match point back, threatening here with, or threatening the West Virginia squad. 1 more round win away. You do see this solid play of the game here. That's going to be Brandon's triple to help clean up that A point. But Saints looking, or B point rather, and just nicely done nonetheless.
Well, Brandon, like you said, the MVP of that first round's got to be Sauce. MVP of that round, Brandon. He shut down that flank, found a double there, found that triple on B, like you were saying, the best play of the game. Overall, made a few big plays to make an impact. And if you look at the 3 starters for St. Clair, currently sitting 15-8, 15-11, 16-11, they're having phenomenal games to start things off, and they're just going to carry it around into this one. They are already on 2 people on A. They're already about to get a tick on that A point, and there it is. Like, look at this. St. Clair, they are playing phenomenal throughout this game so far.
Basically uncontested at this rate here too. About halfway, but the reinforcements have arrived here from West Virginia University. They're going to be able to knock this back down to the first third, of course, but still, getting that off of the first initial push of the game, definitely rather valuable. That being said, though, West Virginia coming in hot here. King Von, I thought he was going to get turned on here for a second there. I was a little nervous there for him, but he does end up cleaning it up nonetheless. And if there's one thing, sure, Saints got that first tick, but otherwise the frags have been all in West Virginia favored.
For sure. So St. Clair, they are down 4 lives. However, they are doing a pretty good job of hanging around this 8-point. Corius and Priestley both on it now. And now look at St. Clair. It looks like almost West Virginia just gave up on A. So overall, St. Clair should have no worries here. Corius is going to spot this player. He's going to get him. And he's going to get a little bit of a beat down there. That's going to even up the lives a little bit. Now only 2 differential. And St. Clair, they do have more time on the clock. They have the 8 point secured. Now we're just going to see them try to head over to this B side of things and see what they can do over here. Overall, let's see what Brandon can do on this entry frag. He may be hopping to this window. I don't suggest that his Outages does have such an upper hand on that gunfight. Interpreted and Outages open things up well. 4 live advantage now for West Virginia. St. Clair, they have no progression on B. West Virginia has been playing this one quite well, but Corius going to find 2 in the middle of the map.
Absolutely huge value coming out here from Corius. Nicely done there, but the Saints still have to worry about getting over to that B side. But some of those spawns that just happened for this side of West Virginia, all the way on to where the A spawn was, or the A point was. So Saints going to be able to move on forward. Sauce going to break in, but he is going to go down. But there is some reinforcements right around the corner. Brandon finds one, takes to the water to move on forward, cleans up the point, but just got to watch out for the West Virginia University players coming through the middle. They get spotted. There goes Outages. Blind Slayer takes care of Sauce. He knows Brandon's around, but he does wait for the rest of his team to show up as well, which means it's all up to Brandon, who's currently capturing this, actually. He does find Interpreted. Corey has found himself a double and all that as well, and that could be it if they can get themselves in a solid defensive position.
Yeah, you know, they're only a half a tick away, and Brandon has been doing a great job hanging around here. They're going to be making away with St. Clair College. Good to 3-0 the control. This is exactly what we were talking about, Danners. They may not be so comfortable on control, but they look phenomenal on raid. Like, if you were an enemy team, I would not let St. Clair have raid at all.
Oh, that double was actually a perfect lineup there from Curious up in the top there. That extra little double, of course, just made it so much easier for Brandon to get himself in there. For a while there, it seemed like he was the only one on point as well, but I guess Saucinado was right there for backup as well. Best case scenario, solid attack for St. Clair, and they're going to be able to clean this series up in 3-0 fashion, finishing this up before we even get to checkmate. So solid job from them. Everybody looked solid, and all the calls looked good. I'm just extremely happy with how our Saints played here today.
Yeah, me too. I'm very, very happy with how St. Clair played. They look very good. You know, first map, let's take this a rundown throughout the whole series, right? Lavelle, first map, legs, they win. Just good stuff there. They pick up St. Lavelle's weight a little bit. Lavelle, he switches his role a little bit. He plays hardpoint a little bit more. He plays anchor a little bit more, and he plays it perfectly, right? That's going to result in a win there for St. Clair. A very close one, but at the end of the day, a win's a win. Now you can move to the search and destroy. You know, West Virginia, they take an early 2-0 lead in the search and destroy. Makes things a little concerning here for St. Clair moving forward, right? But overall, they bounce back with 3 rounds right away. They take a lead, and then they just go on an absolute run. They win that one 6-3. St. Clair takes a search and destroy. They're up 2-0 in the series, moving to control, and they just play the best control that I might have ever seen St. Clair play. Everyone's played their roles perfectly. Corius, on that last round, when he was sitting top window, just watching that whole B site, making sure that nobody could enter in there to clean up Brandon or clean up Sauce, whatever it may be. Great stuff there from him. Overall, St. Clair playing a very good series. I like to see Corius, the substitute, come out here, play his best, and it results in them not even dropping a map. So great stuff there from St. Clair. Very happy with that 3-0 win here in the Acti Blizzard League.
I know he had me a little bit nervous after the first couple of rounds of Search and Destroy when West Virginia University went up 2-0 initially, and he was down 0-2. But then he got his very first elimination from getting subbed in as the clutch finisher of, I believe, round 3. And there's nothing like a clutch like that to just absolutely inject you with momentum, sort of speak, and let alone it to be a clutch as well. That's a double dose, man. You're absolutely high on adrenaline at that point there, and Corius did not let off. Was just slaying it up with the rest of the Saints as well. Of course, everybody just did exactly what they needed to do. Even shoutouts, of course, to Lavelle as well. Giving the situation, seeing that he was lagged up. Okay, I'm not going to be a sharpshooter today. What can I do objectively? Was able to still get the job done, and then I'm thankful that he did not keep himself in. Like,
yeah, that's a
you
big
have people
thing. Like,
for a reason, and he used it and did not let pride get in the way.
That's a big thing. Like I want to touch on as well, you know, letting pride get in the way. You do see it with a lot of these other teams, right? You know, maybe letting something get in the way and saying, oh, we don't need our substitutes. I'm fine. Well, we're going to take this one. We're good. But no, you have substitutes for a reason. Corius is a highly trained player, highly skilled player. He scrims, he plays. He's very competitive in this game as well. There goes my camera. But overall, St. Clair, good job. They 3-0 the series. A very good matchup, and I'm just going to give one more quick shout out to our sponsors. Would not be possible without them, so thank you to the St. Clair College Alumni Association, PC Outlet, Zeckelman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. We would not be able to do it without you guys, so we really do appreciate helping out the production side of things, and you guys, the viewers. We appreciate all you guys coming and tuning in here. We love putting on a show for you guys. Some great COD, you know, even though this was a 3-0 series, the first map or two was very, very close maps, and really good content to bring you guys. So overall, we really enjoyed the casting this one, really had some fun, and I'm really looking forward to see them play in this Acti Blizzard League moving forward.
Absolutely, of course. You'll be able to catch this league every Saturday at 7 as long as there's no reschedules. But one thing that I'm personally going to be looking forward to is the fact that they finally get themselves a W here after a very, very strugglesome week or two in Activision Blizzard Collegiate Cold War as well as the CCL. They went up against a bunch of hard teams and they were just coming up short over and over and over again. For the Saints to finally find themselves a W here up against West Virginia, it's a nice change of pace, I'm sure, to finally break the streak, and now we can go into the doubleheader on Tuesday, like full confidence, ready to go. We're probably going to have some tough matchups once again, but then, like, you can do it. So it's good to see the streak broken.
For sure. And there isn't a whole lot left to talk about here from the production side of things. Great content overall, great game, good St. Clair win. We love to see all you guys in here watching the game. So thank you so much for all tuning in. My name is Jackson Deprived Brown, whether you can't see me, and I'm joined alongside Dan Banner. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will catch you all later on the next one.
Also, if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow us here on the Saints Gaming CA Twitch channel. Of course, your home for all things St. Clair Saints Varsity Esports. And we do have many matches coming up in just the next couple of days, actually. Be sure to join us tomorrow. The season finale of the Face It CSGO Contenders League going to be taking place. That CSGO team I know is absolutely itching for a win as well. Hopefully, they can end the season off strong and keep their playoff hopes alive. That's the one you're going to definitely want to be keeping an eye on. Then Monday, 7 o'clock, we do have NECC Overwatch action. Then Tuesday, we have ourselves a bit of a triple header, starting things off with NECC Rocket League action. The Rocket League team coming off of a hot victory and play versus, ready to keep that momentum going, of course. And of course now, at Tuesday at 8 o'clock and then 9:30, this is going to be the CCL this time by for Call of Duty Cold War doubleheader, 8 o'clock, then 9:30. Double the action here for Call of Duty on Tuesday. Going to be a busy Tuesday, but it's also going to be a busy Wednesday as well. Of course, play versus Fortnite trios action. 10 matches minimum, or 10 matches maximum on the board. 3 hours of Fortnite action. Constant back-to-back matches. Going to be an exciting night there as well, and there's still plenty more to come as well. So make sure you are following so you catch all of the action live, and follow our Twitter, of course, Saints Gaming CA. Make sure you catch all the news, all the results, as well as any player or event information that does come up in the future. One final thing I want to quickly shout out as well is, of course, our merch store that is currently up and running, but more and more things are going to be coming up very shortly. You may oftentimes see me wearing that jacket on the far left, maybe that sweater, or you want a jersey or a mask, or maybe even some more items in the future. Of course, check out acquire.ca/Saints to make sure you're repping your Saints gear in true fashion. But with that, we will close out tonight. Thank you for tuning in once again, and I will catch you tomorrow for Counter-Strike.